Have you ever asked yourself why we should leave our comfort zone in the first place and you really didn't see the point because you think, well, doesn't that only make me unhappier if I do hard things all the time? And why would one want to do something like that to oneself? And the answer is because in the short term you may feel better if you avoid pain. However, in the long term, if you avoid discomfort. However, in the long term, discomfort actually makes you happier. And that is why, for example, cold showers, even though they're extremely uncomfortable, they give us this extremely high peak of dopamine that also lasts for a very long time after that cold shower and therefore make us more motivated and more focused. And it's also the case with runner's high. After you've for a long time done something very, very difficult, after you exercise, you also tend to feel much better later on. But why is that the case? This can be explained by a psychological theory called the opponent process theory. Basically, this is a mechanism that makes sure that our emotions don't become too strong. Basically, it's our psychological immune system, so to speak. So every time we feel something negative or we feel a little bit of discomfort, it works against that to make us not feel that bad. And according to the opponent process theory, there are basically two different processes that occur at the same time. Now, in this case, with negative emotions or with negative experiences, process A would be the process that makes us feel bad. And process A starts very quickly, but it also wears off very quickly, whereas process B, the process that in this case would make us feel better, because the first emotion was the negative emotion. Process B doesn't start as quickly as process A, therefore it takes some time for us to feel better after the discomfort. Process B also ends less quickly later on, so basically there's a larger time span in which you feel relief. Now, of course, at first, process A, which would be the discomfort, is much bigger than the positive emotions that comes after that, the relief that comes after that. However, the more often you repeat that behaviour, the more you seek that same kind of discomfort. Process A, so the process that in this case would make you feel bad, doesn't change. However, process B changes. And what basically happens with process B is that process B, so the one in this case that would make us feel better, starts earlier, is a little stronger, so you feel the positive emotion after that negative emotion a little stronger, and it also lasts longer. And the more often you then go through the discomfort, the more process B changes, and process A always stays the same. Which is why, all in all, even though process A doesn't change, you will feel less discomfort. Now, this is nice theory, but is there any evidence behind this theory? In one study with skydivers, a study on skydivers found that people who skydive for the first time, so beginners, they feel extremely scared at first, and they also don't necessarily feel great after they've skydived. However, experienced skydivers, they are not as scared in the beginning, maybe not even scared at all, depending on how often they've done that. Once they've started skydiving, they then feel this euphoria. Now, I'm not telling anyone to do any extreme kinds of things such as skydiving if you don't want to do that, or anything stupid, as in anything painful, anything harmful, anything dangerous. But seeking a bit of discomfort that is within reason, and doing things that make you feel a little uncomfortable, push you a little bit out of your comfort zone. If you do them often and over again, you will feel much, much better in the long term. Now, of course, we all know more or less that we ought to be self-disciplined simply because it's better for us to, for example, not have sweets, not watch too much TV and all that stuff. But we all know that it's extremely difficult to actually stay disciplined. So if you want to know tips on how to stay more disciplined, you can watch this video here.